All right, let's jump right into this recap. Today was a choppy mess for the most part. Around 10 a.m., I think everything just kind of flipped on its head. But I didn't trade pre-market today. I actually had a very late night last night, so I ended up sleeping in. I'll be up for pre-market tomorrow, though. So I'm actually glad I did because it doesn't look like I missed anything. And I basically was in my window. I sat down for 5 minutes, made my trades, and I was done. So on a day like today where the market's the way it is, that's how you approach it, and it pays off. So the first trade was on IBG. I believe this was around 9, or wait, let's see, 8:53. Hmm. Nope, I'm wrong. This isn't it. Okay, it was on IBG, but it was over here. I was gonna say I wasn't even awake at this point. So it was this here after open. Yeah, so 9:40 something. If I get the box drawn, I actually entered here and I caught around up to that wick, and this was around like 280 bucks. So let's get the pen. And this was halted at this point right here. That candle, it halted. MACD was briefly open. The volume had been ascending. None of this existed yet. So that's kind of just what we're looking at, right? We had very good bullish volume. The MACD had just crossed, and we had a lot of the times you'll see like when a stock is affected by the open manipulation, it'll push, drop, and then it recovers. And sometimes they end up being the biggest moves of the day post recovery. So once I noticed that at open we had that manipulation drop and that recovery, and we started to base out, this candle piqued my interest immediately, but it halted. And I was like, whatever. So I punched half an order size onto the halt resumption. I mean, the resumption of the halt on level two was within a penny of what it halted at. So I was able to get a really good fill. And I was in this candle here and this candle, and I cut somewhere around right here. Because as I've been preaching, like early last week, I kept getting murked because I would enter a high conviction trade, and I was hoping for that big couple thousand% squeeze that we've been getting. And because of that, I would be up $1,000, $1,500, 500, whatever, and I wouldn't take it off the table. I would just allow my position to jackknife me, and I'd be in the red. And I'd sit there and I'd be like, what the hell is going on? But it's like you have to realize post market, post trades, when you have a clear mind, look at what's happening. The market's telling you what's happening. And it was clear that you can't be holding a position for more than 1 to 2 candles right now. And that's that. And because of that, I'm up well over $1,000 on the week, and we're right back on track. Over 5,000 in profits this month from the small account alone. So just that simple adjustment, noticing, okay, I had 2 red days. Why? I was green at one point on those red days. Oh, I was holding too long. And because of that, you make the adjustment, and here we are. So I entered here on the halt, resumes, pushes, and I was out on this wick. Somewhere either right as the candle opened or in the wick. I can't even remember. But I remember knowing that like I was not planning to hold this for anything greater than what I got, especially because we're below $1.50 and below $2 I'm not even going to trade unless it's a position like this where I have that open manipulation that I can kind of leverage to my benefit. So the other trade was on SLE. This was a much better trade. This was right in my sweet spot of price. Float was great, and I believe they had news, which it looks like Super League shares double after $10 million equity investment from Evo Fund. So they got a $10 million investment, which for this company in specific, I would have to look at BAM SEC and check out the balance sheets. I don't know anything about them, but I'm guessing that's a substantial, investment into a company like this. So I ended up taking my entry right here. This also was after open manipulation. You can see we're in this choppy algo spiking. This is when the high frequency trading algorithms on Wall Street come online and they start manipulating price. And that's why a lot of people are like buying here and then they're getting chopped out here and then they buy here and then they get here and it's that chop, right? You have to either wait until the chop is done or just avoid it totally because if you don't, you're not going to beat the system. You're just not. So you can see we got this ascend here, right? We're pushing higher. The volume it has some disparities, but it's not bad. MACD wide open the entirety of the move. This was the leading gainer in the market, so that brought a lot of attention, a lot of eyes. And, after this had stabled out, I saw this ascent, and I decided, okay, if we get a strong push here, I'm going to enter because we're breaking over this previous high here. Even if we target this for a quick sell, that would be fine. So I was actually in right off the 9 EMA here. You can see we hit the 9 EMA. This volume candle confirmed. MACD stayed open. I was in this candle, pushed up here, and I was out right on this candle here. And that was another 200 some dollars. So just to show you, if we go to the custom here, and I unlock the account, today's P&L $424.64. It's only 2%, but it is what it is. And here's the orders right here. As you can see, IBG, SLE. And I got no complaints. I mean, today was tough, but it wasn't terrible if you were in at the right moment. And just looking at this right now, I was literally off the charts after I took these trades. But like right here would have been a very good entry point. The green volume's big. The selling was light. Your MACD's getting converged, but it's not over yet. It held the 9 off a big wick here. That's an entry, and that alone right there takes you from what looks like about $10 to $11.43, and that's just in 2 minutes. So $1.43 on a substantial size, you could make a monthly salary on that in 2 minutes. So I had some questions. I'm gonna go find them in the DMs quick, and then I'll address it. Santos DM me. He said, "Hey man, been having some horrible red days recently. Do you recommend sizing down trades or sizing up to get those losses back?" So here's a thing that a lot of people are going to fall into. And this is a great question. You take a loss. Let's say you take a loss that's 25% of your account. That's a big loss. And immediately the first thing that you're going to want to do is make that all back, because then the pain goes away, right? Then the psychological failure, you can kind of just get rid of it. And it's that easy, right? Easy come, easy go. You make a 25% trade in the market, and that's all you got to do, and then you're right back on your high horse, right? You feel good? No. This is why a lot of people fail. You'll have your loss. Let's say you have a 5-day win streak, and then you have a big loss that sets you back and takes you right back to the red. Next thing that even pops up a little bit, you're going to go even bigger on. So you take a loss, you then revenge trade real quick, you throw out technical analysis, you throw out patience, you just hop on the next thing because you're like, fuck, I lost, I want to get it all back. Boom, you're back in something. And this time, let's say you take double the size, so that way you can leverage yourself even greater, and then you can make your money back quicker, right? That's a fallacy. That's a lie. That's why traders fail. So Sam, specifically, if you're watching the video still, cut your size in half. Instead of doubling your size to get that loss back quicker, just stay consistent, cut your size, because the market's not calling for large size right now. It's just not. I mean, we're getting this choppy price action, and if you're not super calculated, then you could blow up. So either cut your size in half, take your base hits, take quick winners, slowly recover yourself, and then when you're back, you can size up again, or maybe do some swing trades to try to recoup your losses. But if you have a couple day red streak or just a big loss, the worst thing you can do is revenge trade and double size or triple size. Never do that, because then you're going to be even more emotional. It's a negative feedback loop. You take a loss, so you size up. Because you sized up, you're emotional. Because you took a loss, you're emotional. You see how this can go very, very wrong? That's why 90% of trading is psychological. That's that. I mean, I took, on my small account here, like the challenge was almost totally fucked. I'm not gonna lie. Like I took a very big loss last Monday, and I've been nothing but green since, and I'm still in the net positive quite a bit. So, but if I had decided in that moment, I took a $3,000 loss today, I'm a great trader. I'm just gonna take the whole account size tomorrow and have a $5,000 green day. I didn't do that. You know what I did? I took a $200 base hit the next day, and then the next day a $400 base hit, and then the day after 600, and then the day after 400, and then the day after 600. And so that's how you climb yourself back up. You don't just go up to the batters, boom, and start cracking balls because you're gonna strike out. So keep that in mind. Like seriously, you'll destroy your account. Another thing, just to hit on reversal indicators. If you can't be a level 2 reader, which is the best way to know if a stock's going to reverse is just watching level 2. If we just talk about like pure indicators or chart candlesticks, just topping tails. So these wicks, right? Those are bad signs, sign of weakness. Big red volume. If the volume on the candlestick volume is red and it's bigger than your green, bad sign. MACD getting into a point like this is never a good sign. Crossing is obviously not a good sign. That's kind of it though. I mean, also take into account your EMAs. They're very relevant. Are we above? Are we below VWAP? Like that's a strength indicator. All in all, just lock up your base hits. Just lock up your wins. Don't chase bigger returns. Just chase bigger capital. I mean, these two candles here with $100 makes you like $1.70, but with $10,000 makes you $1,000, makes you 1,000 some dollars, right? So you don't want to be hoping for more of this. You just want to get more of this through base hits, and then you can make more of this. Make sense? Pretty simple. All right, thanks for watching. If you're a new viewer, the Discord invite is in the description of this video. You can come check me out on TikTok, same name, Two Swords Trading. Join the Discord, DM me, trade with me. Let's do it. Let's get this party going, and I'll catch you guys in the morning.